This is the Gore Club Podcast with Steve Vessel, Derek Sturgeon, and Death Metal Dave.
Right about explorers. The explorers.
Your fellow employees see you and they're like, either he's writing about Joe Dante or Manifest.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Probably a manifest. If they
A manifest to Joe Dante. Oh, man. Oh, cool. We are recording,
Hey,
everybody.
look at this.
Hey, welcome to the Gore Club Podcast, everyone. I'm Steve Vessel.
Death Metal Dave.
I'm Ace.
Ace is filling in because Derek is taking a week off, and we'll definitely see him next week with hopefully special guest Prayer Line. So that'll be cool.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Oh, that's our thing, though. Right? We always spoil everything. It's like, I don't want to talk about the end of this movie, but I'm going to talk about the end of this movie.
Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. He's 40 years old.
If you haven't seen it now, you're never going to see it.
Never gonna say it.
Right. It might entice you to actually see it because you know the ending's good. Or really fucking bad.
It does that for me. I don't care if somebody ruins a movie for me because I'll go back and watch it and be completely surprised anyways.
Yeah. Oh, I think for horror nerds, we ruin it for ourselves anyways. We watch every damn trailer. We look at every magazine article or link or whatever, and then you dissect it and go, you watch whatever YouTube video and they're dissecting it. So whatever.
Yeah.
We're not breaking ground on anything here in this fucking show.
No, not in this basement. So this week, our topic is Joe Dante. That was lame.
Reminded me of the
damn
public
it.
domain theater.
Yeah. Which, oh boy. Anyway, so we're going to talk
Those were
about
fun.
We're going to talk about Joe Dante, Joseph James Dante Jr.
Holy shit! I never knew he was a junior.
He is apparently. That's what Wikipedia says. Maybe they're fucking wrong.
Ah.
A New Jersey native, grew up in Livingston and was the son of a professional golfer.
That sounds boring as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why he's got to.
That's how I get into horror. He's just like, I have to get away from this boring ass life
Right?
in New Jersey with my golfer dad.
Think about it. Yeah, you're in that kind of environment. You're gonna be like Wes Craven. It's like, I'm gonna be the most imaginative person I know. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Says nothing about his mom though, so who knows?
Ooh,
Maybe she was in the scary stuff. He originally wanted to be a cartoonist, according to this, which I guess you could sort of see that in some of his movies.
oh my god, yeah. The things he pulls out, I think that's just his style. If it doesn't matter if it's gonna be a horror film, fantasy film, it's all comedy. It's all part of it. It's like John Carpenter bringing in westerns into almost everything he does,
Yeah.
except for Halloween. I don't know. That could still be whatever. I don't know how that could be a western, but I guess we start off with was it 1976? I mean, he started working for Roger Corman. You can add anything to this if anybody knows anything, but he kind of started out like just doing like editing trailers, from what I remember. Anyone?
I don't know a lot about his early history. I know it says he made the movie Orgy in 1968.
Yeah, which is a bunch of fucking clips. I remember that too. But he started doing, was it Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he finally got a little bit of a break in Hollywood Boulevard. He didn't really direct any of it, but that was his big step up from just being the editor in the back, the guy in the back room with all the reels and just sitting there with the tape and the splicing tape and going, okay, how's this, Roger? How's it looking? His voice.
Co-director. That's what he was credited as a co-director.
Yeah, people are lots of co-directors there who are just like, yeah, you're a producer.
Yeah.
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 You co-wrote this.
Just throw your name on
You and all seven of us.
I think the first movie that most of us will know will be Piranha. From
Yeah, man.
78.
Or Piranha, as it's written on the
Piranha.
board.
Yeah, I added an extra R because
Extra R.
I can't spell.
The
I'm into cats.
I actually wrote down the actual way you're supposed to pronounce Piranha is Piranha.
Piranha.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, which I saw that and I was like, that's one of those words I'll never pronounce right. So I don't sound like I'm just being an ass to somebody where they're like
you imagine?
Piranha. I'm like, it's actually pronounced Piranha. I think.
You told me to do that from now on. I'm going to do it.
Could you imagine that movie being opened in fucking Alabama and being like, y'all got to say Piranha? That's what it's called. Nope.
The guy comes out and he's like, hey, no more popcorn until you pronounce this correctly. God damn. That's all. No, I could never do that.
Yeah, but Piranha is the 78 horror comedy that is basically like, so Jaws was a thing. What if you had a bunch of little Jaws and they just fucking kill kids?
That's the best part.
That's the movie in a nutshell.
I wish Derek was here for that. Sorry, Derek. They're finally killing kids for you.
We'll just put some rubber puppets on sticks, shove them at the camera.
It's the best special effects.
It works for me because I like it.
I definitely revisited that movie because, sometimes I don't revisit. I'm like, I remember that. And then I'm like, fuck, I should have watched that movie again. I rewatched that and I'm glad I did because I completely fucking forgot that Barbara Steele was in it. I have no idea how. Oh, yeah. And as much as I love her, I just completely forgot that she was in that movie, like a low budget American little film. It's like, oh yeah. As the evil scientist.
I watched Shivers the other night, and she's in it.
Right.
And I was like, Barbara Steele's in this video. Like,
God.
The only time I really only imagine her face is being in Black Sunday. So that's
everyone. Yeah, man.
That's how I've always imagined her.
All those Italian
looked
films.
like that through time.
She's fucking an icon. She's one of my first screen queens that I can remember. Her and Elsa Lanchester, The Bride of Frankenstein. Watched them on black and white. I'm on a black and white TV. Didn't know they were not in color.
Yeah.
Those eyes, man. She was like she was a vision to me. A 7-year-old Steve, like, I think I'm gonna beat off tonight, Mom. See ya. I didn't say it to my mom, of course.
So that's a weird way to say goodnight to your mother, but whatever.
Beaten off to a black and white movie like a pilgrim, just
Oh shit!
Is that what pilgrims do? Because I don't know.
Back in my day, we had to jerk off to black and white movies.
Jesus fuck.
They were called stag films, sir.
Oh yeah, sorry, stag films. It's stag.
Watch it in the garage with like 30 other guys.
That doesn't. Yeah, they always put those things in movies, and it never. I'm like, I hope that's not really what's like going on, like at the party after I go to bed. Yeah. All the uncles are in the garage, in the man cave.
Times were tough. We only watched porn
fucking
in groups
reel
of
to
10.
reel.
Oh god damn it! It's like that's the whole story behind the movie Porky's.
It's like somebody had to get a projector, and they had to have a screen.
Oh
You
yeah,
had to get all your friends together, and then you just had to remember it for later.
oh yeah. You got to get the fucking rotary phone and call Jethro. It's like, make sure you bring in the fucking film. All right. I got the splatting tape just in case.
You guys want to see a scary movie?
No, I don't.
No.
We were talking about Joe Dante, and we got sidetracked talking about masturbation for 20 minutes.
That's what we do. This is welcome to the Gore Club podcast. If you've never listened to our stupidity before,
and we're back to Piranha.
Piranha. How's it pronounced?
Piranha.
Piranha.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember that.
One thing that I'd like to know: this is the first time that he had movies with Dick Miller.
He's going to pop up.
Yeah, he's going to pop up a lot.
So many.
He's in every movie, right?
Yeah. He's in quite a few.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he's in all of them.
I think he's in. If he's not in all of them, I don't. Yeah, I think he is. Holy fuck!
I don't know. He's like one of those guys.
He passed away. He passed away. It made me really sad.
Yeah.
I'm
sad.
And then you got Belinda Blasky.
She's
in a lot of his films.
And people don't really mention her because she's a woman. I mean, definitely. He has so many. She has so many recurring roles in his films, just as much as Bob Picardo and Dick Miller.
Kevin
McCarthy, and of course Kevin McCarthy's in this movie. John Sayles, I think, actually wrote this movie. I can't remember. John Sayles and he go way back, and then it was one of the things that he would cast him in his film so that he could have the writer on set because he was not afraid to listen to what the writer had to say. A lot of directors are like, no, this is my movie, this is my vision. I stole this from whatever book, and this is my idea. It's like a Kubrick thing or whatever the fuck. He always wanted it the other way around. And studios would never, this is coming from like documentaries I've seen with him. It's like studios didn't ever want to pay for the writer to be there, so he would cast him. And then you have to have the actor there. So smart, Joe.
Good job on him. And the good thing about Piranha is
Piranha.
Well, I know we're gonna get a little bit off topic, but it spawned sequels. Like the Spawning.
The Spawning is so good.
And then the remakes, which actually, not the 90s. There was like
95.
a 90s, 95 remake. That was
It had the greatest American hero in it.
Yeah.
William Cat.
Yeah.
But then you get to like the Piranha 3D. That was an excellent movie.
I like that movie.
I
yeah.
love Alexandra Aja. We're going to do a whole episode.
And I think we'll touch on that at some point. But this movie sort of set it off for him. Like, I think this was, as far as commercially successful and money wise, no, actually it wasn't. No, yeah, it said it made $16 million on a budget of $600,000.
Oh, that's a fucking huge hit.
That's a huge hit.
Every drive-in and grindhouse in the fucking city, in the country.
Yeah, when people weren't beating off in their garage, they were with their friends. They were watching Piranha.
Yeah,
sticking around for the
Sorry,
double
Mom.
feature.
I gotta go beat off.
There's something I realized after you do this because there's so many like those Jaws ripoff movies. Like Piranha was a
Orca.
that. So they're like, I read it was like Orca, Barracuda, Tintorera, Blood Beach, Humanoids from the Deep, Devilfish, Mako, Great White, and Alligator. There's like a ton of those movies. But then like he did a movie later on, Gremlins, which other people also ripped off tons of. Which was like
so it's
all those other movies. So it all kind of came like full circle for him. Where
They got him.
He did a ripoff movie, and then everybody ripped him off.
I wonder. I can't remember. Did Universal maybe do a rip off of Gremlins? Even though it was like I think that was Warner Brothers. So that'd be hilarious. And they ripped off a Universal movie. They're like, well, wait.
Yeah,
You're gonna do something good, and we're gonna fuck you.
they do Munchies or something. I
don't know, but yeah, it's funny. Great.
All right,
Munchies is over there somewhere in the fucking
Hobgoblins.
VHS pile.
So moving forward just a little bit.
I wrote down Rock and Roll High School. I didn't know if anybody had that one on their notes, but
he was a co-director.
Yeah, there was times when Arkish could not. I think he was sick. I can't remember. It might even be on Wikipedia page. But he was sick, and he took over for a few days. I don't know how many days, but the point is they actually put him as a co-director, I believe, or at least a producer, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything about that one. I didn't have a tab pulled up.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Well, we could just skip forward.
It's a little
and go
known band by the name of the Ramones.
The Ramones, yeah.
Oh yeah, come on! If you haven't seen Rock and Roll High School or Piranha, Hollywood Boulevard, obviously a lot of people don't even know about that movie. I think that's the first time he worked with Paul Bartel. We're going back a little bit, but now we'll jump towards the Howling, which because this is a horror podcast. We're going to talk about the horror movies. We're not going to talk about Inner Space. I mean, I like those movies, but
yeah.
But Robert Ricardo is the cowboy.
I know. A lot of people. It's actually a pretty fun movie.
I always got Inner Space and Batteries Not Included like mixed up because it was like both the covers had little small like UFOs or something on it. So like I always got those two movies mixed up and never remembered which one was which.
Martin Short.
Yeah, it was just like was that Inner Space or was that Batteries Not Included?
They're
both
interchangeable.
has tiny little things on the cover of the box.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to dive into the Howling. And I think this is why Derek actually missed this episode because we always go back and forth on the greatest fucking horror werewolf movies of all time. And he's like, American Werewolf in London. And I'm like, excuse me. Yeah, okay. American Werewolf in London is a high budget, better film. It looks better. It has all the all that stuff. But this movie was made for a tenth of its budget. Yeah, and that's why I always fight for this movie. And it came out before. It had fantastic special effects, really good acting, and it's kind of it's like the beginning of what we're talking about when his crew, the actors that he's going to start using. This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, they made a lot of money, and an interesting note. You said American Werewolf in London came out that same year, and so did Wolfen.
Yeah, well, Wolfen's fantastic.
Yeah,
in
but
a totally different kind of way.
Totally different kind of werewolf movie. But 3 awesome werewolf movies in 1 year.
Right?
Man, what was that like, Steve?
Oh my God! I'm gonna go gum my own dick now, Dave. Fuck.
Well, don't do that.
Somebody's got to do it.
So a few things we have to talk about. This movie, it made money. It was a budget of about 1.5 million and made 17.9.
Right.
So commercially, it was successful, and that's important to note because we love a lot of movies that were commercially not successful.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I think we've been able to talk about it and been like, yeah, a lot of these made money.
Yeah.
This is not a piece of shit, and we love it.
Yeah, we still love it. We still love our pieces of shit, but. The movie, I mean, special effects for Rob Bottin.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob Bottin.
The werewolf in that movie is horrifying. Like watching as an adult, I'm like, that's awesome. But like watching as an adult, I'm thinking like, man, like the first time I watched it, I was probably 20. So I watched it. If I watched this as a kid, like when she turns around and it's like the tall werewolf, like that would have horrified me as a kid. Like I couldn't have slept after seeing that.
Yeah, he's like
that thing is
7
terrifying.
foot tall. He's
And, like,
a monster.
Those are the werewolves I want to see in movies where they're like more human-like, where they're standing up.
Dog Soldiers did a great job.
Yeah,
of that.
like
It's
Dog
very
Soldiers,
much,
that's amazing. Like whereas like some other ones they kind of go, they're more like just kind of like big wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves. So like but I like them. I want them on their feet, standing up.
towering over you.
8 feet tall. Like that's horrifying if you ever saw that in person.
I don't know if you know who the artist. I'm sure you all do, but the Bernie Wrightson. That's very much a Bernie Wrightson werewolf. Any werewolf he's ever seen, I've seen him draw in his comic books. He did he did Cycle of the Werewolf for Stephen King. They're all the same thing. It's a biped. It's a monstrous biped fucking wolf monster.
Yeah, and that's way scarier.
It's terrifying because that mother. What if they spoke?
Yeah, like it's just, and they got the big hands, like it's just gonna like put its hand on your head, and you're just like done. Like
right. This is like this is okay. The thing about this movie that I remember, even as a kid, we're not as a little kid, but I was like in my teens. I was like, it's kind of cool that this is not this is a twist. That this is a high school thing. I'm so fucking sick of like a love interest fucking story. The hero and the heroine are not connected. They're fucking buds.
Yeah.
You know, he has her, you know, he has his girl, she has her man, whatever. That's fucking great. And they both fucking die.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to end up if she didn't get shot in the fucking face.
Yeah. And this, in going back to our stag parties, this movie starts in a porn theater.
It does.
Hey.
And it looks like 42nd Street, but it's actually supposed to be California.
Yeah.
Just Dee Wallace is just looking like so angelic walking in there. Just like, so like America's 80s mom.
Yeah, he's just in the
Wearing
80s.
like lavender.
Yeah.
Because that's what
Dee,
Eddie
get out of that
wanted.
porn shop.
Yeah, it was a weird thing because, you know, you think about it. It's the 80s and she's a serial killer's like, I want to meet you.
And that's a real thing that happened in the fucking news.
And she's just like, yeah,
Sure.
where?
This would be a great news
Where's
story.
the safest place?
Right.
In front of a Walmart? No. In a porn theater.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. He just sits behind her. He's like, turn around. Like, in her mind, what was she thinking? What do you think she was thinking? She was going to turn around and see.
It's like, I'm going to change my
And she
pants.
wanted to.
Oh,
Okay,
she did.
But before we even get, before they set her up with the shittiest fucking wire tap ever. It's not even Donnie Brasco, man. It's just like, I guess it's like under a boob or something. I don't know where the hell they have the goddamn wire.
Well, he blames it on the neon lights.
It's
downtown.
bullshit. Yeah, okay. There's never been neon lights since before 1980.
Interfering
in
with
in the narcotics part of the city, whatever the fuck off. So they set her up with that, and it's Meshack Taylor, who's Joe Dante has used before. And Meshack Taylor is in like movie Mannequin. He was in a TV show called Designing Women.
Designing Women. That's what I
It was
know.
really cool. Yeah. And that's what most people remember. But I remember Mannequin because I love that goofball movie. So they set her up with that, and then they send her off, and then she goes into this telephone booth. And the telephone booth, the thing about this film is it was actually portrayed in trailers and commercials and whatever and TV spots as a slasher film because that was the big thing. There's no mention of a werewolf besides the name The Howling, but that's kind of whatever the fuck. So. And his calling card is those little smiley faces. There was like a big fucking thing. So Joe Dante pissed him off. The little nerd was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to make that a symbol of evil. So you see those little calling cards all over the thing. And it's on the telephone. Oh my God.
Telephone pole.
Booth.
The telephone
The
booth. It's
telephone
like
booth.
leading her into the porn booth.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, to get the phone call to tell her where to go.
Yeah.
The guy standing outside is Roger Corman waiting for his phone call. He's the guy that opens up the fucking thing, goes in and checks for the thing. You know, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes to the porn theater because then, you know, why not? That's where I would go if I was a serial killer. She goes and finds that little yellow smiley face before Watchmen kind of like took it. You know, I've had one of those shirts like, oh, Watchmen. I'm like, no, this is Eddie Quist, but whatever.
Oh, Forrest Gump. Yeah.
This is way worse. And then he puts the quarter in and she sits down and he's like, I want to see you. What the fuck? That's a death sentence, girl. Just talk. Hang
No,
out.
I mean, she saw him.
Tell me your woes, Eddie.
And then she forgot everything. She had amnesia because she saw a giant fucking werewolf thing, or at least that's what she thinks she saw.
Yeah.
That dude's face before he was a werewolf is horrifying. And then
Robert
when he turns
Picardo.
into one, which
Robert
he was on
Picardo.
Star Trek and stuff,
Yeah.
I think.
He played the doctor on, was it,
Deep Space Nine?
no. Fucking the one with
I don't
Janeway.
know.
Holy crap, my brain's not working.
I don't know. I'm not a Star Trek.
It's
nerd.
okay.
Voyager?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on that. I mean,
Derek would know.
He's actually Meg Mucklebones in Legend because Robert
yeah.
Bottin did the special effects for Legend and he did the special effects for The Howling. And we should segue to that real quick. Originally, the Rick Baker was supposed to do the special effects for this movie. He got taken away by John Landis. We've said this before on the podcast, so I'm kind of running through real quick. So what was left was Greg Canham and Brad Bottin and a ragtag group. And Greg Canham went on to be like dudes like Lost Boys and I mean amazing fucking film. So it's really good. They finally got their own like your stepkids that are now the kids. Like, oh, you get to be the stars. Here you go. So that's what happened. That's a really cool little thing that was able to happen instead of Rick Baker saying, well, fuck you, I'm gone. I have to go. I have an obligation. He was like, no, here's half my crew. And not even that, they're really fucking good.
Yeah. Was that one of the first ones where they did the, you know, like the bubbling face?
The bladders.
Where they're putting the bladders under your skin. It's like blowing out.
Yeah, that's what made it different.
Yeah.
And that's what set it apart from the two other werewolf movies that came out that year.
I was watching something recently. I can't remember what it is now, but they were talking about they did that because of that movie and they saw it on there and it went on to
it works.
influenced them to do that.
And kind of oversaturated with bladders all over the place. I mean, they're in Michael Jackson's Thriller, which is of course Rick Baker, and So anybody else want to take the lead on the rest of that story? She blanks out. She blanks out. Colony,
and then gets sent to a colony. The recover.
Which I would never go to if somebody was just like, here, you just need to go. You're like, you had this spell. You're going to go to this colony with all these other people, and then she shows up over there, and it's just like a bunch of these like hillbilly kind of like dudes.
It's really weird.
But there's also the main werewolf woman who's
kind
of like hot.
They describe her as the sultry nymphomaniac.
Oh, she's sultry.
Marcia, who ends up being Eddie's sister, and then she's got like a younger brother TC, who they use like a fucking like a dog that finds your kill after you shoot it or whatever.
Long story short, she goes to this colony and there's werewolves everywhere.
All werewolves.
They're all werewolves, and they're like, we like you. Why don't you hang out with us? But Eddie's like, no, fuck this, and starts ripping shit up.
Right.
But that scene where he transforms in the office was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And she stays the whole time.
It's like 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes.
Sean Clark from Horror's Hallowed Ground did a whole fucking parody on it. And he timed the right thing, because I know you can find it on YouTube. So look up Sean Clark and the Howling, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And he literally is letting it play, like you can hear the music, and he's like, "Yep, still changing, and she just stands
watching
there.
the whole time.
Yeah,
which
that's
was always
80s, man.
Which was always weird, but she traps him in the barn, right?
Well, she gets away. She splashes acid on his face, which even brings back one of the better makeups I think of the film is when he's all fucked up. Yeah. So goddamn. So let's talk about something else before we get to all that. Is that Dennis Dugan, who is the hero in this, is not connected to her. That they all work. They're coming up there to the colony to help her out, protect her, and then with his girlfriend, which is Belinda. So they get there and they're calming her down. They're trying to gaslight her. It's like, oh, it's okay, everything's fine, calm down. You know what? As a matter of fact, Terry, you go on up there. So these characters are all named after people who have directed werewolf movies. So the professor is named George Wagner. Her name is Terry Fincher from like he did like Curse of the Werewolf. I mean, all these little names in this film. He was one of the first directors to kind of do that, which is take names that we wouldn't know, but I mean we know, but people wouldn't know normally, and put them in this movie. So when you watch Night of the Creeps and it's like Charles Cooper, Hooper, or whatever the fuck, it's all there. This is one of the first movies to do all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, the more you know. Fucking put a rainbow over my head. Ding! Ding!
Also, we're forgetting Slim Pickens was in this movie.
I'm not forgetting any of that, man.
It breaks my heart when he turns into the werewolf. I'm like, no, Slim Pickens, and he's like the werewolf. And you're like, because he's just like every movie. He's like, well, I tell you what, I just hear Slim Pickens in this movie. Like he's just like Blazing Saddles, Slim Pickens. I'm just imagining that, and he's like teeth, and he's trying to kill him, and I'm like, oh, Slim, come on.
So good. Slim Pickens, John Carradine actually plays a guy named Keaton, and he was Dracula in House of Dracula, and the movie was directed by a guy named Earl Keaton, I believe. So like all these little things are connected. It's just horror nerd stuff. That, I mean, can you imagine Joe Dante going, yeah, this is going to be fucking good. But this one nerd in Colorado might get this. It's so cool that those little things come in there. Slim Pickens is in there. Kevin McCarthy. Who else? I mean, there's Dick Miller plays Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley is still the name that Dick Miller originated, at least the name, in Bucket of Blood for Roger Corman. So, and he plays Walter Paisley in so many movies. He's Chopping Mall, all these things. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He also runs the world's coolest bookstore I've ever seen in my
amazing.
Life.
And he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go to that bookstore. He's just like, I got these silver bullets. Somebody want to order them? I don't know. They're here.
It's so cool.
He's like, I got to get them appraised to the jeweler. Don't buy them.
And I love that store because they're going through all these books because Chris and Terry, before they go off to the colony, they're actually trying to do reporters as well. They're trying to figure out the whole Eddie Quest story. And we're kind of rushing through this a little bit because we have a lot of movies to talk about. So, but the thing is that he's in there and he's like, "Hey, do you believe in this?" He's like, "We fucking stupid. I'm trying to make a buck." Yeah. You want pig's blood? You want silver bullets? Come on. Yeah. And if you look in the corner of that building, this is a really notable thing. There is Grandma from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sitting by the door as they walk in, because the production designer on this film is the same production designer, Bob Burns, not same Bob Burns that we know, we talked about, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm out of breath. Yeah. Take it.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, then we get to we don't have to talk about the whole movie. I just want to talk
wolf
about
sex scene.
Yeah,
talk
I mean,
about
this wolf sex, but
It turns into a cartoon.
the stop motion animation.
Yeah,
There's so
I
many
like that.
fucking amazing things about this little film.
there are. But what I've always been curious about is the ending. So at the ending, so spoilers, fuck you.
Too late.
So basically, nobody believes her about the werewolves, and she's turning into a werewolf. So she goes live, and she turns into what looks like a Pomeranian.
She looks like fucking
Yeah.
Fizgig, dude.
Yeah,
It is not
Female
scary.
Fizgig.
It was really weird. And then the guy comes in and fucking shoots her.
Yeah,
Were they running out
Chris.
of money or something at the
Yeah,
end, or
it's-
they had to shoot that like really late, and that's why it was so close up? Or
I
something
actually
like
don't know that story.
I swear I've heard that. I can't.
It
I may be
sounds about
completely
right.
wrong.
I know that Joe Dante wanted her to be really pretty
Yeah,
and really cute.
because they
And I'm
wanted it
like,
to be.
yeah.
which is why it was like so up close in her face.
Yeah.
Was because they were trying to, because they weren't actually in that newsroom studio anymore or something like
Right.
that.
And the whole reaction is very Americana.
Yeah.
That's not real. That's not, and then there's like kids going, wow, what's going on? And the mom's like, what's going on in there? Like, we just saw somebody turn into a werewolf.
Yeah.
And this is no reaction. There's like one drunk guy's like, nope, that was real.
Yeah,
She
He's
turned
like-
into a werewolf
he
and
goes,
shot
"Oh,
her."
You're drunk, and he goes, "Well, doesn't mean it's not real."
Right? And so the guy who introduces Marsha at the very end of the film, because she survives, is Bob Burns, who's the production designer. And then she orders her hamburger rare.
Yeah,
And then it sits on that fucking griddle to the end of
I
the
love
credits. To the end of the credits, and that's definitely not fucking rare.
yeah.
Somebody's not getting it.
Fuck no.
He's also just smashing that burger down.
It's
Like all
all-
the juices are gone, man. You
It's
just
a
ruined
big
the
grease
burger.
ball. It's awful. So that's the Howling in a nutshell, because we've got a lot of movies to travel, but this is the one that really caught the eye of Steven Spielberg
Yeah,
and definitely helped him, coddle him and go, come over here.
that has 7 sequels.
Oh, yeah.
Each one
I don't
just
know.
worse than the last.
marsupials.
I love the second one.
Part
so
2 I love,
fucking
yeah.
ridiculous, but not because it's great.
I love the last like 5 minutes of it, which is probably my favorite part.
Mm-hmm. So let's move on then. I guess fucking the Twilight Zone, the movie.
Yeah.
I actually have notes. It's pretty funny because we have so much to talk about in such a small amount of time. I didn't kind of want to cut the fat off of some bullshit, even though I just kind of rant.
That's okay.
I don't have Derek just slap me and go, okay, anyways.
All right, move on, Steve.
Twilight Zone, the movie. 1980, was it? 81? Fuck, man. No,
Yeah.
it's 83.
83, yeah.
It's a good life.
It is a good life.
It is a good life. Now, this movie was an anthology of films because they were really big in the early 80s. And it's full of people like John Landis, Steven Spielberg, Joe Dante, and George fucking Miller, Mad Max. Fuck yeah. That's a hell of a team. And they all are big fans of the old Twilight Zone, the movie, or Twilight Zone, the television show. So they decided to make a movie and do their own little wraparound stories. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. My favorite, out of everything, really, my favorite part is the first 5-10 minutes with like Dan Aykroyd and
That's directed by John
what's his name?
Landis.
in the car, and he's like, he just turns around and he's like, oh shit. He's like
Yeah.
the fucking
Well,
like,
Dave pretty much just quoted it a second
You
ago.
want to see something scary?
You want to see something really
Yeah,
scary?
something
Fuck
really-
no! They listened to Credence. That's a great beginning.
Yeah, God, man, that movie it's like the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm in, dude. This is great.
It was, and I have to admit, Joe Dante's part in that was my least favorite episode. Whatever you want to call it, part of the anthology.
I think my least favorite is probably the one with the old folks home.
The kick the can.
Kick the can.
That's a
that
Steven
was-
Spielberg. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
kind of like,
I love it. I don't know what I loved it because I was a kid and I wanted to jump out a window, be Errol
got
Flynn and
Scatman
all that
Crothers.
shit and never grow up. Yeah.
My least favorite part is when John Landis killed Vic Morrow.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, Dave, but go ahead. That one's called
no,
Time Out.
I don't have to talk about it. It's just important.
John Landis should be in prison or at least serve time for that. Yeah.
There's a big thing. You can watch all about it in that Cursed Films documentary.
My favorite is still the George Miller one, where they basically remade the William Shatner episode, Nightmare at 20,000 feet.
Yeah.
With John Lithgow. It's fucking great.
He plays the best nervous guy of all time. Like in he's just him sweating and like
Yeah.
him just being nervous like all the time. Like I watch him do that in any movie.
Sort of makes you think he's just like that in real life.
I think so.
He's just
yeah.
a really nervous guy. He
Yeah.
just worries all the time.
Well, in Joe Dante's episode, it's this kid who he's like omniscient. He can do whatever the hell he wants, anytime he wants. And he gets it out of wishes, I believe. Because this is one of the movies I didn't go revisit. But yeah, and then when it comes to his birthday, he gets more wishes. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. The thing I'm always familiar with this. because
Kathleen
The
Quinlan's
Simpsons did
awesome. Huh?
The Simpsons did it on a Halloween episode,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in the original Twilight Zone series also. where it's like it starts out as like picture a perfect town. He's like this one little boy.
Yeah,
they did the whole thing where like Bart is like controlling everybody, and then Homer turns into the Jack in the Box with the spring on his neck.
It's so good.
And I saw that when I was a kid, and never even realized that was from the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
and then later like went on, I was like, oh, that's where they stole this from. Yeah, and then like, but also to tie that in, Nancy Cartwright, who does the voice of Bart, is in that part in the movie The Twilight Zone. So.
Yeah, she's like the older sister, because the younger sister, who has no mouth, because what happens is the little kid sets up the whole, it's his world. Whatever he's at is basically kind of like his zone. He can make anything happen he wants to happen. So basically he makes Kathleen Quinlan run him over with a bike, put the bike in the back of his car, and he's got to drive me home. So he comes in, oh, by the way, it's my birthday, and we're going to have fucking candy and cake and soft drink. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's very on edge and very tense. At one point, they take a tour around the house, and it's like everything's like Dutch angles. It's really, everything's like very Tex Avery, like Chuck Jones, like fucking Looney Tunes. Is what it is. Even the music, the shadows, the lights. They go to, and they can see, oh, over there is his older sister, but my younger sister, and that is played by Sherry Curry from The Runaways, the girl with no mouth.
Oh yeah,
there's one little cameo. I was like, what the fuck? It's cool as hell. I just saw that in the credits, and I was like, not the same Sherry Curry. Yeah.
And there's all, and they're all like, no, that was good. You did that, like,
but they're terrified of this little kid.
I have seen a real boomer thing where people have kind of tied his whole, like, I'm going to wish you into the cornfield thing to like modern day, like social media stuff where if you mess up one time, I'm going to wish you into the cornfield.
Exactly.
And no one will ever see you again. Like I've seen a lot of like kind of, older people kind of reference that before. And I was like, you got maybe a little point, but
maybe just a little bit, and
just a little bit.
Maybe just don't be a dick.
And the younger ones don't even understand.
Yeah, and then
I don't even get that reference.
Oh
no. Kevin McCarthy's in this movie. Dick Miller's in the movie as Walter. Kathleen Quinlan's great. There's a lot of people, and the acting is fantastic. I don't know why it just didn't connect with me at that point. You think that it would. I mean, a kid that can do anything, and the special effects are by Rob Bottin. Everyone remembers the big hat trick that Kevin McCarthy does. Uncle, I forgot his name. Goddamn, what's his name? Uncle, whatever the fuck. He does his hat trick, and it's like a Looney Tune cartoon blown to fucking like Nightmare Land. It's beautiful,
and
that's the best part of it.
It's like the Nightmare Rabbit.
Yeah,
that comes
it's like starts with like the Tasmanian Devil, like like the big tornado, and then it turns into blah, 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 and it gets really horrifying.
It kind of looks like whenever they go to hell and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah. And this all ties back to him wanting to be a cartoonist, because like you said, you see it throughout his career.
It's fantastic.
So many cartoon things. So not to dwell on Twilight Zone, let's go straight to Gremlins. Which Steve, I don't think Steve really wanted to talk about. Well, we talked about it before.
We're going to talk about
it a little bit.
I made some notes, notes.
Gremlins. Gremlins is one of my favorite movies.
Please elaborate.
I love this movie.
1984, I believe.
1984. This was like his other movies were successful, but this one was super successful.
Spielberg, baby.
And the $11 million budget, $212 million gross.
That's a huge amount.
That's huge.
In 1984.
It opened the same weekend as Ghostbusters.
It opened.
Wow! It still did those numbers.
It still did that.
Wow, man.
I mean, it was a huge movie. There was a big marketing push for it.
Yeah,
we're like, we have this cute little animal. We're gonna make toys.
Yeah, the marketing campaign didn't really tell you about monsters and horror and all this shit.
Right. So that was the first big one. And we've mentioned it before. The PG-13 rating. Like, this is one of those movies that pushed him to be like, shit, maybe we should have another rating, because it was dark.
People die.
It was this and
a gremlin gets his head chopped off and put into a fucking fireplace, and he goes as it's burning.
Yeah. And as I mentioned before, it was supposed to be a whole lot darker than it was.
Dark.
Yeah, the dog was supposed to die.
Yeah.
That speech that she gives about her dad in the chimney is like worth a PG-13 rating alone. You're like, this is a good movie, and then all of a sudden she's like, they're talking about her dad dying in the chimney, and you're like,
if you were having a drink with somebody at a party and they started laying that shit on you, you'd walk away.
Oh man, I don't know. If I would have been at my age, otherwise I'd be like, man, yeah, fuck Christmas.
Well, for those who don't know what Gremlins is about.
Tell us, Dave.
It's a heartwarming story of this guy. He's an inventor, and he even invents bullshit. And then he goes into this
The bathroom buddy is not bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
The fucking peeler juicer, gold.
So he goes goes into this little shop and he meets this guy. And this guy is like, he's like, I want to buy something for, for my kids. And he tries to trade him this ashtray that doesn't work. I don't know how you fuck up an ashtray, but he fucked it up. And then he steals the guy's animal.
Right. That's Key Luke, by the way. The Asian man, the grandfather. Yeah, Key Luke. Yeah, from Kung Fu.
Yeah.
He was the Charlie Chan's #1 son in the 50s. Yeah, it was a big deal for that guy to be in this little bitty movie with a creepy old eye, like from fucking Drag Me to Hell.
That's also another like thing that I saw on The Simpsons first, where I was like, where like Homer goes and buys like something for Bart, and then he turns into like, and it turns into things like, he goes, but it is also cursed. And he goes, that's bad. He goes, but it comes with a free yogurt. Goes, well, that's good.
That's good.
Goes, but the yogurt contains benzenine. That's bad.
Yeah, you're right, Dave.
Yeah, so
it was definitely supposed to be a horror film, and originally Gizmo was supposed to turn into Stripe.
He was supposed to turn into, but somebody was like, we can't sell toys if we do that.
It was Spielberg. They had filmed almost half the film, and then he changed. And then Chris Walas, who did the special effects, who most people know his name from doing he directed The Fly 2, did special effects for The Fly for Danny Cronenberg, and and there's a commentary on the disc I have, and he was freaking the fuck out. They were like, "What? We don't have them. This puppet only does so much." So that's why Gizmo is in the backpack most of the time.
Yeah. I think I saw like a quote where like they were talking to Steven Spielberg, and they were like, it's like, you have like way too many gremlins in this movie. Like, he's like, well, what do you mean to do? Call the movie Humans?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's great. I read that. It's probably on that back wall back there in all the magazines.
Yeah, but most people know this story. He takes the Mogwai, gives it to his son.
The rules, man.
Yeah,
give us the rules.
There are rules. Don't get them wet.
1.
Don't feed them after midnight.
2.
Whatever you do not expose them to sunlight.
Don't.
You know why? Because they fucking die.
You should do that actually number 1 first, and then have the more movie.
So Mogwais realize how time zones work.
Well, that's in part 2.
They reference that in part 2.
It's so good.
It is one of those things. Like when you're watching it, no, you're not thinking. When you're watching this movie, you're not thinking of that until somebody says, "What fucking time zone is it?"
Yeah.
Like nobody knows, and they reference that.
It's almost always after midnight at any point.
Yeah,
in the day,
it's always.
I know.
Technically.
Yeah, then that's the joke they make, Ace. So,
ruined it.
So
Middle America.
Guess what Billy doesn't do? He forgets to not get them wet, and they eat after midnight because they unplugged his clock.
Yeah, Corey Feldman actually fucking started this whole thing off. Corey Fuckman. He spills Billy's art because Billy's an artist, and he knocks over his like a glass full
watercolors
of
or something like that.
Well, it's like I think it has paintbrushes in it, and it just goes all over him, and it's just streaking. And it's like, well, that sucks, and he just pops out like fucking old pimples.
Yeah.
Hairy big balls of pimple.
Yeah, that always kind of grossed me out when I watched that. It was like the thing they're like coming out of his back. I'm like, oh god.
And they take it. He takes it pretty well because as a pet owner of an old animal,
right?
If he shrieks at all, like anything,
and
Rand
Peltzer's like, the Peltzer pet.
I fucking run over to him immediately, like, oh my god, is he okay? I don't just be like, well, that's fucked up.
Well, I got more pets now. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he gets more pets, and they're evil because apparently there's only one good Mogwai. One.
Can you imagine that? Holy shit. It's probably how the first human started.
And then, time progresses. I feel like we're skipping forward a little bit, but you meet some people.
Dick Miller's back.
Dick Miller is back because he's
as a racist piece of shit.
Yeah.
And his sad wife.
Yeah. Murray, no.
Well, you have to talk about. We introduced Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates,
yes,
Judge Reinhold, Polly Holiday as. Oh my, yeah. Polly Holiday is the nemesis in this film. She's a monster landlord. She's kind of like reminds me of like the old bastard from It's a Wonderful Life. She works with the bank instead of being the bank. Pretty much owns everything. And then Belinda Blasky shows up like in a couple of scenes because she's got to be in a Joe Dante film too. But yeah, it's it all starts to roll downhill once they get wet.
Yeah, they get wet, they multiply, and then they eat after midnight, and they turn into cocoons.
Cocoons.
And it's
that poor mom.
Yeah, the movie.
Poor mom.
The movie goes on from here, and they eventually hatch.
I like how you're just like,
they hatch.
As they do.
They kill the science teacher.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Like Billy takes it to the I guess it's not even a high school. It's like because Corey Feldman's in the class, so it's like middle school. Yeah. It's not much of a professor.
He's that cool teacher that hangs out and calls everybody gang.
Whatever. He's a few years away from finger painting, and he's in the science class.
Turns his chair around backwards, talks to everybody.
Right.
Let's have a rock talk, kids.
Let's form a circle, kids.
Let's rap.
But that is a fantastic character, and of course he's experimenting at the same time that Billy fucks up and feeds they like Dave said, they unplug the clock because they're smart little fucks, and then Billy feeds them chicken after midnight, and then they all cocoon. And then what happens at the school is that he eats he pulls the sandwich after the professor goes home, because I guess he goes home at 1:30 in the morning or some shit. I think the clock says like 2:20 in the morning. Like, oh, I guess you're done grading papers?
He's dedicated.
I don't know. Hopefully it's a fucking weekend. And then they all cocoon.
Yeah. And then you get Gremlins.
Fuck, man. That scene is great.
Yeah, but the attic scene was really cool where they're popping out of their cocoons and there's the smoke and the green lights. The green lights.
The green lights in the studio here.
No Gremlins here, though.
Oh, yeah, they are. According to Futterman, who's the racist Dick Miller in this movie, it's like they got the idea of the title from the World War II. They even had a cartoon. Bugs Bunny made a cartoon about Gremlins. Gremlins are everywhere. They're in your watch. It's like, that's some racist shit. You're just saying because he hates everything foreign. So if I have a foreign watch, then there's a gremlin in it. It's like, that's fucked up, buddy.
Isn't there like a reference in the movie where he says something like we should have bought a Zenith because at the time that was the only American TV that was still made?
I can't remember. That's probably. That's probably.
I think so, yeah.
Let's talk about like the obvious. I mean, everyone has had to have seen this movie at one point. Let's talk about the hilarious bar scene that makes no sense.
Oh yeah, man. Those gremlins are going to fucking town and they're drinking beer.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they multiply immediately?
Where do they get handguns? And it gets hilarious.
Look, maybe, I don't know. What cities is that in? Chicago? Maybe they got them there. I don't know.
It can't have hops or barley in it. They don't multiply if there's it has to be pure water.
Oh my God.
That's rule number 4.
Like that was another weird one. It's just like they're obviously not even hitting their mouth. They're just pouring it on themselves. They have the flasher gremlin. This is where they get personalities. You get the flasher gremlin, and you get the
mugging gremlin.
You get the mugger gremlin,
the break dancer.
You break dancer. You have the flasher. Did I say flasher gremlin?
You did, but it's always going to say twice.
It's all right. That was the one that always stuck with me.
Because it's fucking traumatizing a kid. Like, what's that about, Mom? Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Don't worry about it. You just think it's hilarious, and you've got a gremlin that's actually had to get a fucking job and serve all these guys.
I guess. Phoebe Cates is serving all them like they're just drunk assholes.
She's trying, but there's some of them carrying stuff around.
She's lighting their cigarettes, man. That's a hardcore worker.
Which is weird because they don't like light.
They don't like. Yeah.
So gremlins are just full of bad habits.
You got the drag queen gremlin because apparently at this point there's not a female one.
No.
Stripe has a girlfriend, so that's cool.
You think Gremlins?
That's pretty progressive.
He's progressive.
Yeah.
You think Gremlins? You think they tip good when they're at the bar?
Oh my God!
Gremlins are the worst customers.
I'm like, last call, dick faces. Get the fuck out.
They only tipped 10%. It was a terrible night.
So they take over the town because it's fucking. It gets nuts. Billy comes and saves her at the bar. They jump in the car. Then they're taking off, and then they have to regroup. Actually, this is after Billy's mom fights the kitchen battle. We got to talk about that. We're jumping all over the place because we know everyone's seen this movie. So let's just comment on some of the best fucking shit in this movie.
That's where the dog was supposed to die.
Yeah.
She was supposed to come in and then Billy finds the dog in that one, doesn't he? Yes.
Well, there's the original script where I think the mom's head comes bouncing down the steps. I believe that's part of it. Then there's the dog dying, which is they find the dog outside. This is when they're still Mogwai. There's a lot of things about the script that's actually changed. There's actually things in the book that I have that are completely different. I guess he wrote that off the first script. I'm like, what the fuck? It's dark as hell. But the kitchen scene is one of those that's the scene that really pushed it over the edge for a family scary movie. This is a horror film. When she's literally impaling them and skin, like he's impaled on the counter, squirming with a knife in him while she turns her back and she puts the dude in the microwave. That's just blowing him up. Yeah, it's amazing.
First time a Christmas tree has been terrifying.
That's also the same dog that was in Pumpkinhead.
Is it?
Same dog.
Man, he's got that cool little mohawk, little faux hawk.
Exact same dog.
Exact same dog from Pumpkinhead.
I wonder. I wonder if he got royalties off that.
I don't know.
No.
No.
He's probably dead now.
Oh, dogs live forever.
I needed to make one comment about Don Steele. Don Steele he does all the voiceover. He's Rockin' Ricky at Rialto. He's also in Death Race 2000 as the guy with the microphone, because he was a prominent DJ at the time. He's in Rock and Roll High School. I don't know if he's in any other Joe Dante films. I cannot remember, but goddamn, I love that guy's voice because it's so fucking annoying, white as fuck. Especially in Death Race. It's hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, he's always, I'm Rockin' Ricky Rialto, everybody. I was like, oh my God, how do I know this voice? So I had to look him up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kenneth Tobey has a small part in this, and Kenneth Tobey he's also in the Howling. He's the older cop when they shoot Eddie Quist at the porno theater. Kenneth Tobey was the main hero in The Thing from Another World. So yeah, and he's in a few other Joe Dante films too. Very small bit parts. He's the one that he's trying to like sell the smokeless ashtray to, and he's coughing his face off. That's Kenneth Tobey.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got these little bitty roles in Joe Dante, man. Joe Dante rules. The same guy, the same DP he used on this. He's to make everything just look like a big comic book. He's used him in like 5 other movies. I think he stopped using him after the Burbs. I could be wrong, but we'll get to that. Gremlins, motherfuckers.
Gremlins. Yeah. So back to toward the end of the movie. We can just talk. We can just skip there. All right. So set up the scene.
You set it up.
Stripe. We've got Stripe now. So Stripe
in
is
the movie theater.
Yeah, the Stripe is the big one.
Yeah, are we going to do the whole movie theater scene, or you want to talk about? Let's go jump to the beautiful.
Yeah, we'll do the movie theater. The movie theater scene. They're watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
And this little part of the town is the same town they use in Back to the Future. They use it in Came from Another World. Yeah, there's so many films. You can
Universal
see
backlot.
Yeah, they use the I think it was the Universal and the Warner Brothers, and then Columbia, and some kind of like little neighborhood, and whatever the other big studio, I cannot remember. And he goes on, and he wanted that whole backlot look that you see in those little 50, 3-strip Technicolor kind of films.
I love that.
Oh, it's so cool, man. And the thing about people don't know, maybe not everybody knows, but people should know, to spot a studio street is very simple. The sidewalks are like 6 inches high. And the reason they do that is if they're going to do a Western, they can fill it with dirt.
Oh.
Yeah, so all those, anytime you see a movie that's shot on the back lot, the sidewalk is like this, is like, half a foot fucking high. You're like, holy shit, you're going to pop a tire on that motherfucker.
And full of fake snow.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, up to this point, they've established that Stripe is the smart one. And he's multiplied and multiplied. And they've all the Gremlins decide they've been drinking and partying all night. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go watch a movie, just like we all do. Hey, I've been drinking all night. Let's go watch a movie.
Snow White.
So they go. They go into the
I'm
theater.
drunk as hell, and I want to watch Snow White.
Snow White. They're all fucking packed in there too. It's a beautiful scene.
Everybody's been locked in the house, and everybody's got Disney Plus. I'm sure it's happened. So they all in there, and then Billy and Phoebe are just like, "Hey, let's just burn this fucker down."
I got an idea.
So they go to burn the place down.
It's very
they
like
lock
Quentin
them all
Tarantino
in
ending.
Yeah, they lock them all in there. It's like Inglourious Bastards with more puppets. Less puppets. I don't know.
Do you think that was the inspiration for Inglourious Bastards?
Probably.
It won't be the first Joe Dante thing that Tarantino has stolen, actually, and we'll get to that one too later.
So they set it on fire, and Stripe, being the smart one that he is, decided to go get candy beforehand. He's gone. He had left. Caca! He left the theater. So they've killed all the Gremlins except one. And that's where they go into the store, and there's a fight with a chainsaw and a baseball bat. Somehow Billy survives and kills Stripe with Gizmo kills Stripe.
Gizmo is the fucking hero, baby.
Gizmo's the hero.
Went from being not in the end to being the hero in the end.
Yeah, just he rides that little Barbie car.
Yeah, the old Corvette.
Yeah, he fucking
1980 Corvette at the fat butt.
He Dukes of Hazzards that shit over the fucking water fountain and hits the shades and lights on
because it's daylight. Yeah.
And
it just melted. It's such a great scene.
Melted, and it's a cool scene because you see that first like really melting gremlin, man. That's that's really, really cool. I've got that tattooed on my body.
He does. It's such a fucking fantastic ending. And then Keith Luke shows up at the end. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You're not ready for this, motherfuckers. And the most racist Asian kind of character you can be.
Yeah.
But you're not ready for fucking Mogwai.
He should have showed up with the fucking cops and be like, hey, he stole my fucking animal.
No, this dude decided to walk wherever the fuck he was at, probably Chinatown, and walk to wherever the fuck they are because he just walks away at the end of the movie. He's like, you're not ready.
They're not ready. They weren't ready, obviously. They lost their fucking theater.
Right. I wish he would say, like, you're not worthy, dicks. Like, fucking give me
Science teacher's dead. Christmas is ruined.
It's fucked. You think your story of your dead dad in the fucking chimney's bag? Wait till next year.
Yeah.
Tell this story.
It's like, do you want to hear about the world's worst Christmas?
Christmas is
Well, let me tell you what happened the year after that.
We go. After this, he goes right into Explorers, and Explorers is not a horror film, so we're not really going to dwell upon it.
So we'll skip over, like you said, skipping over Explorers.
Explorers is great. You know, it's a fantastic little family sci-fi movie that really got crushed by coming out the exact same fucking weekend as Back to the Future. It's got Dick Miller in it. Yeah, exactly. Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, Jason Pressman,
Weird aliens.
There's not a lot about that film that we can kind of go on because it's not really a horror film. It's good to see Rob Bottin, Rob Picardo, some fantastic special makeup effects. One of my favorite carnival rides is the Tilt-A-Whirl. They turn into a fucking spacecraft. It's cool. It's a really good movie. If you like Stand By Me meets fucking a sci-fi movie, please watch that movie because it's really fun.
That was like one of the ones I like knew nothing about Explorers. I never watched it. Or anything.
Yeah, it's one of those little gems that kind of crept by.
I remember being pissed off that you never get to see the big aliens.
Yeah, well, I guess we can spoil it.
Nah, we don't have to spoil it.
Okay,
Fuck it. If you want to know what the big alien I'm talking about, watch the fucking movie. So we'll go from there. Amazon Women on the Moon.
Yeah.
That was like a movie. It was kind of like Kentucky Fried Movie, where it's kind of like a lot of series of skits and stuff. And
John Landis, I think, put this together too. I think.
And the only thing I remember about that is staying up late at my buddy's house, and it came on and he had Cinemax, so we're like staying up late trying to watch this when it turns into Skinemax.
Oh yeah,
and
this is
Amazon
kind of
Women
about
on
that.
the Moon is like just boobs. We're like 12 years old, like this is the greatest movie I've ever seen.
It's funny as fuck.
And literally the only thing I remember about it is just like I just remember this movie. There was a lot of boobs in it. It was great.
Andrew Dice Clay, Carrie Fisher, Arsenio Hall starts it off. There's it's almost like an anthology movie, but if you were to think about it, it's basically it's late night television, like probably Cinemax because there's a lot of nudity on there, and it's just like they keep getting interrupted. And then it goes to like these commercials and these little bit spots. And it's like a 2-hour window into like 1980s television.
Yeah.
And then like some of those little bits and pieces are hilarious. So if you get a chance, please check it out. It's fucking perfect.
That's what I want to rewatch because I rewatched like Kentucky Fried Movie, which is the same vein. And I was like, oh man, this is actually some funny stuff on there.
Joe Dante didn't have a whole lot to do in that, but the things that he did are great. But it's so fun. It's like this movie just keeps getting interrupted, so they're just putting in TV spots, and beer commercials, but it's all made way before like Grindhouse, the movie where they're like fake trailers and stuff. This is like the original one, so check it out, man. Please, Amazon Women on the Moon. Now we're gonna go into a fucking amazing film that does not get any recognition until like recently because I guess people started putting it on a Blu-ray. Is The Burbs?
Yeah,
Burbs.
Holy shit, it's great.
Tom Hanks, national treasure.
yeah. 1989. This is the same time he was doing Big. I think Big was coming out at this time.
Big was the same time.
He still wasn't big.
Yeah.
Because Big was coming out, fantastic fucking cast. It's the same DP. Everything looks great. It's not really a horror comedy per se, but it's like that. It's almost like The Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Which is dark as fuck. It's about the evil neighbors next door that every neighborhood has.
And Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern is fucking great.
And the Klopex.
Is that Slavic? So it's like it's addressing all these little things like racism in the neighborhood and like the fucking snooty assholes who take care of their lawn and then the weirdos move in and don't mow. Don't even have a lawn to mow. Yeah. It's fucking great. And everybody's peeping Tom on them and fucking causing all that. It's almost like Tucker and Dale versus Evil Early.
Yeah.
Except they're right. Yeah. These are the fucking evil bastards.
Yeah, it's weird to think about it. Rumsfeld would have had a fucking Trump sign in his fucking yard.
Yeah,
probably.
You wouldn't know.
Absolutely.
Because at this point, you still think he's cool. But nowadays, he would have been the first person because he gets up in the morning, puts the American flag on the flagpole, listening to War Machine because Corey Feldman lives next door in the Munsters house.
Yes.
Because that neighborhood is what's called Colonial Street. And it's Mayfield Place is what it's called in the movie, but they use it in so many things.
Desperate Housewives, Dragnet. The Munsters, Leave It to Beaver.
Dragnet the movie with
Dragnet the movie, not
with
Dragnet,
Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's mom lives in the Munsters house in that movie.
I think they had to like not film it as much so you wouldn't be like, oh, that's the Munsters house, and it just takes you completely out of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't use that more, but you barely know it.
Yeah.
You barely know. And then they were filming at the same time they were filming the new version of the Leave It to Beaver TV show. And they filmed the same place, the old Leave It to Beaver. It's like, by the way, Leave It to Beaver is like this ridiculously old show, like a family show. Like the beaver is like the little kid, and they have the little son, and they have like the older brother, and like Tommy. You know, it's like fucking hilarious.
Jim Cleaver.
It's ridiculous,
the
man.
Beeve.
The Beeve. My favorite commercial ever based on that is the fake commercial in Scrooged.
Yeah.
Father loves beaver.
Yeah.
Where's Dad at? Well, if I know your father, he's outside chasing beaver. It's fucking great. But yeah, the Burbs, man. Somebody lay some shit on this because this is a movie. It's so many good layers.
And it's just
lay on some layers.
Go ahead. Ace.
Okay. My first time watching the Burbs was like back when you would like be at home and just regular TV, you know, like when football wasn't on. Sunday, they have the Sunday matinee, and it would be like they just show, you know, random movies. And the Burbs came on one time, like when I was a kid, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? This is crazy. Like these neighbors, and it was like it just had like everything I wanted in the movie. It was just like kind of horror. It was funny, and like Tom Hanks being like when you know like in the 80s when he was Tom Hanks and he was just not a dad yet.
Yeah, he was like sex comedy Tom Hanks getting ready to be fucking megastar Tom Hanks.
Like Bachelor
really
Party
weird.
Tom Hanks, and he was just,
Mazes and Monsters.
yeah.
We talked about that last week.
But yeah, and like that, like everything about it, I loved.
And if you're a horror fan, you know Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn, which is one of the Klopeks, one of the evil guys. You know,
Picture came with frame.
Yeah,
It came with
Sardine.
the frame.
so yeah, what Dave is referencing is they try to, after like an hour of being like nosy ass fucking neighbors doing the worst shit you could probably do to a neighbor. Carrie Fisher is also in this film. They get together and they are like, let's just go next door and invite ourselves over. And that's what they fucking do. Still kind of shitty, by the way.
Yeah.
Come over and bring him the fucking brownies that fall on the fucking on the porch, and he still gives it to him like, here's your sweet tooth, baby. And the part that you're talking about, Dave, please elaborate. It's so good.
They go in and
So many good parts of it.
I mean, there are. They sit down and they're all just hanging out and they're just asking these nosy questions. Which, by the way, the reason why people don't do this shit anymore is because everybody has fucking Facebook. If I want to know anything about you, I found my weird fucking neighbors on Facebook.
As soon as you date somebody, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who's Dave dating here?
My wife. What the fuck, Steve?
I was giving an example. Like, as soon as you say I'm not single anymore, I'm like, who the fuck is Dave dating? I just start digging. That's what everybody does.
So anyways, they go into this house and they're asking all these questions, and Carrie Fisher's like, it's not a big deal. And there's this whole struggle about, are they fucking creepy? Are they murderers because their neighbor's missing?
Or are we just racist
Or
assholes?
do they just not know? Or are we afraid of change? And Tom Hanks is sort of on the like, he's on the fence. But then his friend Art is just like, they're going to murder you. There's a femur in the backyard.
Yeah. I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal. So good.
So fucking Courtney Gaines comes out with just fucking sardines. And he's like, sardines?
Sardine?
Sardines?
That's so
And
bad.
he just hand him sardines and crackers. And you know, if you go to somebody's house and they offer you something in the 80s, you got to fucking take it. Even if it's a sardine. So they decide to leave. And
Wendy Shaw gets out of that. She's like, I've already had mine today or something like, or I'm going to die. I can't remember what she says.
yeah, I'm gonna die.
But that scene, Rumsfeld is the Bruce Dern character. He's like, oh, you know, he's checking out their names. Like, what is that, Slavic? And he's like, no. He's like, what the fuck, you racist asshole? What are you fucking Scottish or something? I don't know, man. But then he goes around this room, picks up this fucking picture frame. He's like, oh, it's a pretty girl. And it came with the frame.
Picture came with frame. Picture came with frame.
He just bought the frame at fucking, I don't know, Target and put it on the mantle.
That's what you do.
To seem normal to somebody who might stop by.
Yeah, except you don't fucking tell people it's the picture that came with the frame.
Right.
Yeah, he failed part 2 of that one. So
and they're investigating the house because their friend Walter down the street is missing.
Walter's missing, and the neighbors that the house used to own, or the neighbors that used to own the house,
The Naps.
they just up and move one night, and that just didn't happen.
How could you not see the moving truck outside? It was outside all day long.
So the movie progresses, and Corey Feldman is just the kid down the street.
He's so
just
cool in this movie, though.
Yeah,
Kid's a meatball.
Yeah. He's
Kid
just
next door is a meatball.
he's just watching his crazy fucking neighbors.
Where his parents are out of town, and he's fucking up their house with like acid trip colors. And shit.
Just watching.
Shut up and paint your house.
Crazy fucking neighbors just do crazy shit. I mean, they're jumping over fences and digging up yards and breaking into people's houses.
Yeah. Ray's neighbor, who Tom Hanks is Ray. His neighbor is Rick Ducommun?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and he is the guy who's pretty much spurring everybody on. He's just like, well, they're your neighbors. We have to go check it out. And every time you walk onto the neighbor's property, like the wind starts, it's like lightning and shit. It's hilarious, like over the top comic fucking relief shit. And he's the one while they're in the trying to get to know the neighbors, he's trying to break in the back.
trying to break in to get some evidence.
He gathers the neighborhood kids to help him get over the fucking power lines. It's hilarious. And then this huge dog comes out of the basement, scares everybody, goes after Rick Ducommun's character, and what's his name? Art. And then chases him out, and all the lights go off. So they're like, everything's fine. They go next door. Tom Hanks is like, no, you know what? I agree with the ladies. I think it's going to be fine. Let me talk to them in the other room, in the antechamber, or the den. So the ladies think everything's fine, the ladies. And then he's like, no, let me show you something. And he pulls out a fucking wig out of his crotch. You've had that in your shorts all day long. This wig belonged to their neighbor who is missing. And then Ray
Walter, right?
Walter, yeah. Ray finds, Tom Hanks' character finds the wig in a stack of papers that also were like mailed to him. So he knows something's up. Everyone's like, no, it's on. These motherfuckers have kidnapped him. They have his hair and his mail. That means he's dead.
Speaking as a balding man, Steve, I would say you'd say the same thing.
Balding.
Mostly bald.
Dave doesn't leave the house without his hair.
Yeah, if somebody stole my hair, I'd be fucking furious.
Yeah, I'm a hat wearer, but yeah, if I had,
if I ever buy a wig, that means I've hit rock bottom. And if I'm come up missing and you find somebody with that wig, they murdered me.
Right.
That's it.
I'd never let you buy a wig, Dave.
Thanks,
man. So they have the ladies convinced that everything's fine. Now they don't really describe what happens to Wendy Shaw's character. Now Carrie Fisher goes off to the lake, but Rumsfeld's wife doesn't disappear. That I remember. Why isn't she like
bunker?
They just don't talk about her anymore. What's he fucking tie her up in the middle?
Bunker.
She's in the bunker.
That dude has a bunker.
I guess he's like, hey, help me down here with some shelves, Locke. Yeah. I don't know. They don't discuss it. She doesn't even appear back until the very end of the movie.
Can we just say I want a crossover universe of Burt Gummer and that guy, like a buddy comedy with those two.
I almost
choked that. If somebody listening to this,
spit it back, and then
somebody listening to this can make that happen. If we can get Bruce Dern on the line,
we'll start a Marvel Burbs universe.
I'm gonna get that on slow mo on these videos on YouTube. What you just did to me.
All right. Well, so the movie progresses. And
they formulate their plan. They're going to go out. The teacher, there's a doctor, he's a very well respected pathologist, is going out of town. For some reason, he takes the dog, his little uncle, and his son, and they all decide to go on the same day. And they make sure they tell everybody. So then they
take
get
the
their
trash
plan
out too.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that before.
With a car.
I've never seen somebody drive their trash to the end of the street and just bang the hell out of it with a stick. It's fucking great.
Welcome to Shively.
There's so many horror movie. Oh wow, there's so many horror movie tropes in this film. It's fantastic, and he just plays it up with the music and everything. So then they finally get their idea what they're going to do. They're going to Rumsfeld is going to go to the top of the tower of his house, or whatever, and be the lookout. And then, of course, Corey Feldman's just like, he sees all this as an observer. He's like calling all his buddies, all his skateboard buddies, like, come on, man, it's going to be live.
Getting pizzas.
They don't even know. The pizza dude. The pizza.
Yeah, they're just getting
so
pizza,
good.
Booze, and they're like, they're going to break into this fucking house.
They got chicks and fucking picnic blankets, and they're going to have a party while the neighbors are going to infiltrate the scary neighbor's house.
Diversion.
It's fucked. It's so fucked. So they spend most of the day digging in the backyard. They don't find any bodies. They break into the kitchen to start in the basement to look for bodies. Which is never, I'm like, you're on the first floor.
Yeah.
Just look around.
It's 89. People were burying people in their basements then.
Oh my God.
It's a common occurrence.
Yeah. And they go down there and they discover this massive furnace that's been making this awful noise throughout I guess they've been there for a couple of months or whatever.
Yeah.
And it goes up to 5,000 degrees. Normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powered by car batteries all over the place because they've knocked out the power in half the town. I guess hoping to get the alarm system knocked out, but they knocked out everybody's power.
That's like a forgotten thing, like furnaces in your basement.
Yeah.
Like I don't like if you watch old movies now, I don't think people would like think about like
it's a Christmas story.
What the hell's
the old man
what is in their
fighting
basement?
The old man fighting
like
the basement.
nobody has furnaces in their basement anymore. It's like you have a furnace, but it's like this little square box.
It's nothing.
It's not like just a monster. Like my house, it's like it was built in like the 40s, but like there's still like a hole in the side of the foundation where you have to like feed coal down to the basement. And they're like shoving it into the furnace.
That was a thing.
It's just a horrifying thing if you had to go down there. When I was a kid, my friends had a house that had like the giant furnace in the basement, and they would go down there and like take me downstairs and be like, "You want to go see the basement?" And it'd be like I'd walk down there, and he'd be like,
"The cellar."
They were like, "This is where Freddy's hellhole is."
Right.
And like my
Nightmare on
mom
Elm Street
took me home. My grandma was like, "What'd you do today?" And I told my grandma, I was like, "I went to hell and back." And I was like, "Oh my God."
Oh my
Nope,
God.
not hanging out with
Like
those kids
like
anymore.
the furnace in the basement's like a totally forgotten.
Right.
thing now.
But this is like obviously a fucking crematorium.
Yeah.
It's obviously they turn it on, it's shooting flames like 5 feet into the air. And they find the soil underneath this table is soft, so they're like, that's where they buried the bodies. And then
And they
freaking
dig,
out.
they dig, and they dig, and they hit a fucking gas line.
Oh man, it's so good.
And they got to get out.
By this time, the cops, the Klopeks have shown up. Everyone's too busy not to notice them showing up. They back out of the fucking neighborhood, go get the cops, which makes them look like good people because they're like, these people are broken into our house. Go get the cops, show back up.
Boom.
Thanks, Dave.
The house blows
That
up.
was awesome.
And then Corey Feldman tries to stop him. He's like, no,
Fucking
don't
face
arrest.
plants.
Yeah. Hey, they make it out. Nobody dies from this explosion. And
Oh my
at this
God.
point, Tom Hanks is like, you know what? They were right.
Yeah.
My wife was right. You were wrong, Art. And they get in this big argument. He's like, I just want to go home. And he just throws himself on the fucking.
Oh, he's like, oh, he wants to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I've been blown up. We're the bad guys, not them. Oh shit.
And then the twist.
Henry Gibson.
Those people are the bad guys.
Yeah, while he's in the ambulance, Courtney Gaines takes over the wheel. Harry Gibson is like the main Klopek.
Is it doctor?
And he's like, you saw my skull. You looked in the furnace. Of course you saw my skull. I let you keep the femur because earlier they had found a femur in Ray's like joining, their dog pulled it up or something. He's like, but I want my skull. And it's just like, oh shit, theirs is real. Everything changes from there for like till the end of the movie. It's great. It's a great fucking ending.
And the turn.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like you said, it is great. It was fun. And if by chance you haven't seen The Burbs, even though we just told you a really shitty rundown of it, you should watch
This
it.
whole episode's great though. It's like, we're just chopping them up.
It's just
if you haven't
horrible.
seen these movies, you should be seeing them right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Everyone
we're-
wants to see The Burbs. It's
Yeah, you
great.
should see The Burbs. And then you could maybe watch Gremlins 2. I don't know. Maybe. Gremlins 2, I'm not even going to go into that one. I do like it. But the best thing you could ever, the best way to describe Gremlins 2 is if you've ever seen the show Key and Peele.
Yes.
Just look up the skit about Gremlins 2 because that is abso-fucking-lutely how they wrote that movie. You want this in there? Fucking do it.
It's like, what if we just had it was like an electric gremlin. He's like, you just took a noun and a verb and put it together. He's like, it's in the movie.
Gremlins 2 is great because Rick Baker takes over the effects. It's got a huge budget for what it was. He didn't want to make it. I'm only going to run through this because this episode's going to be forever long like the last one, but fuck it. And it's really about commercialism. It's kind of like Ted Turner takes over, and
Yeah.
it's if Ted Turner had control of the Gremlins, even though at this point he doesn't, it's not. He doesn't go that far with it because he just wants to destroy them. But if this was the other way around, he'd be doing it. It's great.
Yeah.
Rob Picardo, it's the whole gang is back.
Yeah, Christopher Lee's in this one.
Christopher Lee, from what I read, like Christopher Lee apologized to Joe Dante for being in Howling 2.
Wow.
Like when they made that movie, he's like,
That's part of it.
I'm so sorry for being in Howling 2, man.
Yeah, and it's one of those movies I used to complain about because I was like 80s sequels are like the joke version of the original. That was his intention with this film.
Yeah.
So
that's
when
what I
you,
like,
yeah, but as a kid, I was like, "Fuck, man, you messed up with Ghostbusters 2. Now you're gonna do fucking Gremlins 2 the same way." It's like all the sequels of the movies that I liked just got sillier. This one did it on purpose.
Yeah.
But with a huge budget, it was like triple the budget, I think. Christopher Lee's in it. They do a whole Leonard Maltin thing. Leonard Maltin was like a film critic back then, and he trashed Gremlins. And they had him in the movie getting attacked by Gremlins. There's so many little sight gags at the very end of the movie because I mean. If you haven't seen Gremlins 2, this is one we're not going to spoil because we just don't have the time to go through it. But my favorite part is the whole Hulk Hogan end. Just comes out of fucking nowhere.
It's like, what if we put Hulk Hogan in the movie?
Right? Where it looks like if you're at home, it's like your VHS snapped. And then Hulk Hogan shows up because the Gremlins are doing it. And if you're in the movie theater, it's like the film gets stuck and burned.
Yeah.
And the Gremlins are in the projector's booth.
I think there's an alternate take of that too.
That's what I'm talking about. It was a VHS.
Yeah,
and
there's
there's
the VHS.
I was gonna say because I remember seeing it in the drive-in.
Yeah.
And being like, oh no, the movie's it didn't break, and then you see
the
the little
fourth wall.
Yeah, so I mean, this one's definitely much more goofy. Also, Slayer's in it.
Slayer. I got that written down because that's Angel of Death. When
Angel of Death,
when Stripe, or I guess in this one he's like
Mohawk.
Yeah.
When Mohawk changes into the Spider Gremlin.
There's so many more
fucking the solo from Angel of Death.
Yeah.
Like every time I hear Angel of Death, I think of Gremlins 2.
Think of Mohawk from Gremlins 2.
Oh no, just Gremlins 2 in general. There was the female Gremlin.
Yeah, it was one of the first, and you've seen that every Halloween. Don't know what the fuck it is. That's what it is.
There's a gremlin made of salad.
Yeah,
salad.
Yeah, I know, right?
Salad gremlin.
Oh, there was the
smart gremlin, the bat gremlin, spider gremlin.
Yeah,
there's so many electric.
And they had
smart
names like the one with the googly eyes. His name was Daffy. Yeah,
it's like the first like 4 originals that come out of the obviously the same thing happens. They get wet, they get they get fed, but then they multiply into like fucking thousands in this mega huge like Trump Tower bullshit fucking
clamp
thing.
cable.
The clamp,
Yeah.
cable network. And Clamp was
network.
paid. What was that guy? John Glover.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this fucking movie, man. Robert Prosky, who played Grandpa, he was in Christine as the guy who owned the garage that Christine was in. Yeah. And you don't even recognize him because he's such a great character in Christine. You're like, what a fucking dick. And then you see him in this, and he's like a sweet old guy acting like Al Munster, Al, whatever his name is, from the Munsters, playing Grandpa. Yeah. Al Lewis. And it's like, holy shit, he can really act. He's fucking, I hadn't seen him since, at least me personally, I hadn't seen him since Christine, where he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And he tells you he is.
There's a ton of cameos in that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Long Duck Dong's in it.
Yeah, Ken Watanabe playing another kind of fucking racially insensitive character. He's a photographer and all over the place. Oh, yeah. It's like, wow.
The twin scientists are the
guys from T2.
The guys from Terminator 2
Yeah.
who plays himself getting stabbed in the eye.
I know.
And they're like, we're gonna cut the budget by $10 million here.
It's like special effects. Throw it away. Twin
Just get
brothers.
twins.
We got twin brothers.
And I forgot to mention that Howie Mandel was the voice of Gizmo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Howie Mandel. And then Frank Welker is Stripe, I think. Yeah.
Howie Mandel he did a whole bit about him doing like the voice of from the Gremlins. He did a voice from Muppet Babies, and he did one more voice from somewhere else.
He's
and
in
they were
Transformers.
they were all basically the same voice though.
Oh, no shit.
And he was like, I did one voice, 3 characters. I've made a whole career off of it. It was like, you're a genius.
Yeah, he's in Scooby-Doo. I mean, he's in so many things.
And this
right?
movie lost money, actually.
A lot of Joe Dante movies started to lose money.
At $50 million budget and only made about 41.5. Again, but I love this piece of shit.
Yeah, the Burbs.
I love
The Burbs
it.
Bond. Explorers Bond. I mean, like you talked about, 1984 was the last big hit he had with Gremlins. We can talk about Small Soldiers because it doesn't make sense, so we won't. Looney Tunes Back in Action. There's the movie he did, The Hole, Burying the X, and then Nightmare Cinema. But let's just end it with Matinee. Matinee is a really important film when it comes to horror fans, even though it's not really a horror film. It's definitely a love letter to William Castle.
Absolutely, man.
And a movie about the Cold War.
Yeah. Been using scare tactics to make money. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in this movie that's like, fuck yeah, man.
I rented that movie whenever it first came out. I rented that based solely on the fact that John Goodman was on the cover of it, and there was a giant ant in a movie theater and a bomb in the background. Like, I was just like, I'm in. Like I was like, I need to rent this movie.
Yeah, why can't they make movies like that anymore?
There's a fucking atomic explosion in the background. There's like John Goodman.
I forgot I had the VHS on the wall. Yeah.
Like, it's like that cover is
Well, it's
amazing.
that old movie experience. Like he said, the giant ant and the bombs going off.
Yeah.
And, all the stuff he did in the cinema in the movie for their movie.
That's very
Like
nice.
it's I think of it as like
It's William Castle.
yeah, exactly.
Straight up, it's the Tingler. It's
The Tingler,
Emergo,
sorry, that's what I was
all
trying to
that
go.
stuff, right? And there's it's all like nod to that early or that '60s cinema when cinema was dying out because TV was big. Now nobody's coming to the movies, so they created these gimmicks, and that's what he does. He plays Lawrence Woolsey. John Goodman does. Kathy Moriarty as his wife. Ruth Corday.
Yeah.
Everybody has these ridiculous names. Simon Fenton, Omri Katz, or Omri Katz. Is that how you pronounce his name? He's from Hocus Pocus, Erie, Indiana, which is a fantastic little show that Joe Dante actually helped create.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Omri Katz.
Okay, good. I'm awful with names that have more of the syllables than mine.
Omri and Katz.
Robert Picardo's back as the theater manager. Dick Miller, of course. John Sayles, who, like I said, wrote a few of his scripts. He's actually his little sidekick. And then in this movie, it shows like they have John Goodman's hired like fake protesters to up the ante with, making the neighborhood like, we're going to watch this movie. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's right. There's so many little things in this film that are fantastic. And it's all one big ode to like William Castle films, like House on the Haunted Hill and all that stuff where there's a gimmick. And in this one, it's, he hires some neighborhood punk kid to dress up as the Mant.
Yeah.
The man.
The
ant.
The seats were like the Rumble-Rama.
Right.
Like-
If you've seen Popcorn, it's the same thing. That's their love letter to William Castle. This was Joe Dante's. And you definitely need to check this movie out. I think Arrow Video actually put out a fantastic Blu-ray. I need to pick that up myself. So please do. But like I said, we're going to wrap it up because we've been talking a long time about Joe Dante, but we're going to talk a little, like we're going to go on. There's an awful web series called Splatter he did with Corey Feldman. Don't watch that. And when you do, and then you hate me, I try to.
Corey Feldman.
It's awful. Joe Dante also created the Trailers from Hell website, which is a big fucking deal in 2007. And it's really fun. You should check. You can see a lot of those on YouTube. He's in the In Search of Darkness documentary because the dude's all over the 80s. He did Police Squad in the 60s. He did Amazing Stories. There's so many things
Lots
that we
of TV
couldn't get
stuff
to.
that we didn't
Holy
run
shit,
to
man!
talk about.
Masters of Horror episodes.
He's almost specifically just TV now at this point.
Yeah, I think so. And right now, I looked up. They're doing a Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai.
I don't fucking believe it.
I don't know, man. I hope it's a thing.
The last Gremlins thing they made was that fucking commercial.
They did a new Critters movie, so maybe they're going to do it.
Maybe.
Yeah. And that was really fucking good, let me tell you.
Yeah. But we're definitely going to wrap this up, guys. We have been talking and talking and talking. And we missed Derek, but Ace has been... It's good. I'm glad you
I've
came
been
in.
trying.
Thanks,
I've been trying
Ace.
to do it.
No, it's okay, man.
Need more
I just
bread
need more
than me.
like face slaps.
Tried to
Derek-
be as negative as possible.
No.
And talk about how much I hate kids.
I know. Derek missed fucking Piranha. Or how you pronounce it.
Piranha.
Yeah.
Any closing arguments or closing quotes or anything you other want to talk
No,
about?
man. I just want to know, what's your favorite Joe Dante movie?
The Howling. And I wish Derek was here.
So he can tell you how you're wrong.
He'd be like, no, I fucking hate you.
We should
Steve.
have just called him real quick and be like, Steve,
We should put him on. We could have had him fucking call in. Oh, man. We missed an opportunity.
Maybe next time. For me, it's going to be Gremlins. Like I said,
Oh, it's, yeah.
I've got it tattooed on my body. I love that fucking.
You better like it, yeah.
I love that fucking movie. I watch
Dave
it
has
all
two
the
Gremlins
time.
tattoos, by the way.
I do.
Nice. Where's the second one?
And they're
That's-
fantastic.
Wouldn't you like to
Have a
know?
mogwai.
You
I have a
tain't know.
mogwai. If you get them wet.
I'll just say you
melts.
tain't gonna know.
All right. Well, anyway,
Ace?
Ace, what's your favorite Joe Dante movie?
Man, it's probably The Howling. I mean,
As
I think
far as
that's his,
horror.
like he peaked early on that one, I think.
I'll go ahead and say
So like the Burbs is so good though. Like the Burbs and but it's almost like two different kinds of genres. Though.
It
But,
is.
Like I love the Burbs because it's so quotable. Like there's so many things you can quote from the Burbs.
Yeah.
just
Like
anything
the
with Dick
Howling
Miller.
is so
Dick
good.
Miller, fuck, that's everything. Kevin McCarthy, Dick Miller, Belinda Blasky, he loves his people. And then I think, as far as I remember being as a kid, he was the first person to do a lot of things that people have been doing since. Putting directors' names in movies, putting a million Easter eggs, using the same cast and crew. I mean, he's just been doing it. What, Dave?
Nothing.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in again.
Yes.
I need to thank you if you're on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. We're on every fucking thing. I'll let Dave do it again because I always
Jesus Christ.
bumble.
Find us on Apple iTunes,
said
Google
Jesus.
Podcast, Anchor FM, Castbox, Spotify, TuneIn, Overcast, Move Your Head Ace, Podcast Addict, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker. Thank you to all of our listeners.
we're in 15 countries now.
15.
We were in 14 last week. And
hell
somebody else said, "Let's listen to these assholes."
What country was that?
I can't remember. I think the Netherlands, Paraguay, and it started with an S. I can't think because I'm awful.
Thank you.
Singapore picked us up. I have no idea why the fuck.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, weird.
I'm with Derek. He's just one guy with a VPN. Just changed.
I hope so. I love it. Thank you all so much. We're out of here.
Have a good night. Morning, whatever.
Started with an S. Sexy country.